and welcome to another episode of Kawfee Tawk. I am your host, Diana Badea. Grab a cup of coffee, grab a cup of tea, or grab a martini in my case, and in his case, we are having alcoholic beverages because we need it after the day we've had today.
It's fucking needed!
Oh my God. My God. Literally, we don't know why things keep happening to us. This is why everybody needs to listen to the podcast.
I'm gonna come in so hot. I'm gonna come in white hot. Not like
He's
fucking.
been so
not
quiet.
Not Justin Timberlake white hot. Not even fucking. What's her name? Margot Robbie hot. Like just fucking steaming red piping hot. Like pissed the.
He's been literally
Hi.
so quiet for the past 10 minutes. I literally was like, is he all right? Should we even do this?
Nope. I was just like holding it all in.
Thank you for conserving your energy, just
No,
for me, just for them.
No. I need this. This is like therapy right now.
This is gonna be a great episode,
Where's
guys.
my freaking camera? Turn on. You better turn on your camera.
Hold on, here, camera's on you now.
See, I'm telling you right now. Whoever needs to hear this, alcohol is good. Alcohol helps.
Don't say that, babe. That's. I mean, we love it. Cheers. That's a hot take, but it's our take. And you know what? I support you in that. For the day that we've had, I do support you in that.
Yeah, I think context matters in this, and then
Okay, so let's, baby, I'll let you tell it. You want to tell? You want me to tell it, my love?
Nah, let me just go with the.
And then we'll jump into hot topics of the day. But this is necessary for us.
Yeah, no, this is just like let me ride. Let me do this. Let me cook over here.
I'm drinking an espresso martini, and he is drinking a
whiskey sour with pear whiskey.
Yes,
whiskey.
you are. Yes, you are. Cheers, baby. Go ahead, jump right in.
All right, now. They started off great, right? They started off as like any other like Monday. You just get up and you have like a couple things in mind and do like a little bit of laundry, or if I have to like like walk the boys in the morning, send a couple emails, whatever the case may be, right? You just mentally plan out your day. And then what it was for us was you walk the boys in the morning and I send my emails and just like I'm gonna go out, get some quarters just for laundry. Just had a little pile of laundry. Only had a little bit. Just 1 or 2 loads max, We just go. I was gonna get us some coffee, some iced coffee, and just like start the day right.
Yes.
I go. As I'm getting my iced coffee, not even 2, 3, 4, 3 minutes.
I don't even think that. I think you literally left, and it was 90 seconds after.
And you call me immediately saying, "Get your ass back to the apartment. The roof is leaking." Again. And I was like, okay, immediately thought like bathroom, what the fuck? Here we go all over again. Then you said, no. It's in front of your closet.
Not in front.
Like
your closet.
My closet. Yeah. It's happening in your closet where you have all all of my stuff. I have my fitteds, I have my jerseys, I have my coats, I have my hoodies, I have shoes. Leather shoes, expensive shoes. I have sweaters that have been given to me from your mom, from yourself, from everybody. I have suits, the tux that I just went to the wedding with. Everything is in that closet. I come running in, and what do I see? A waterfall of fucking dirty ass water.
It was giving resort. It was giving resort waterfall.
Yeah.
That's how much water was coming down.
I was like, oh, did we pay for this? This is nice. This is ambiance. This is very nice ambiance.
I love the ambiance.
This is great, babe. Good job. Does it recycle and just keep on going? No, this is very nice. Very good plumbing. Fuck that. No, it wasn't. It was a fucking. Then what happens? Right? Panic mode. Not even panic mode. It's just like work mode. All right, let's solve this. Let's take all the stuff out of the closet. So like a maniac. Thank you for helping. I'm taking my clothes out, handing it to you. You're putting it on the couch. I'm taking all my stuff from the closet. Trying to clean as much as possible. Everything that's like could be damaged, take it out, right? Mm-hmm. Oh shit, that's right. Up top of our closet, there's a little storage space. Where I have like some of my book bags. I have some of my other winter jackets. I have some gym bags with my gym clothes that I hardly wear, but fuck it, they're still there. And I have also my chef clothes. Shut the fuck up. My gym, restaurant, like my chef jackets, and I have some other stuff up there. All in storage. It's like a little nook cranny, but it's a little nook, but it's fine. It's fine. We open it, another waterfall falls.
Yep.
Another waterfall. All the water that's piled up, it's in the little puddle that's waiting for me as a surprise.
Right.
What do? We call, right? Long story short. Not even long. Fuck it. I'm taking my time on this.
Buckle up. It's not over, guys. It's still going to keep going.
Over. This just started. This is at 12:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
12:30, 1 p.m., if anything.
And we had our day planned, guys. Like, we had things to do. I had things to do. I had things to film. I had things that I wanted to do for you.
Right.
And just to add another little ounce of context, we have had issues with our bathroom. For those audio listeners, our bathroom is literally right behind where we are sitting right now, in our little studio in the house. And we have had issues with that bathroom leaking for 2 years, where our ceiling at one point was falling down.
Yeah, it was caving in.
And after 2 years, then they were like, oh, I guess we'll send a plumber. We were like, you should have done that the first time. What do you mean you could have sent a plumber?
Yeah, it's all over the place. All over the place.
Horrible.
Very, very messy.
Continue, baby.
So then I call our, what do you want to call him? Our building maintenance guy. It's our repairman, man. Like
our repair man.
Yeah, it's whatever. Our
not the guy that you want.
Maintenance guy, right?
Good guy, but
Call him, and I'm like, hey, listen, there is water leaking from the roof again. And like massive, like something you need to come over here, send somebody ASAP. He says,
I'm off today.
It's fucking Veterans Day. I'm off.
Oh, did he say it's Veterans Day?
No, but
I was like,
sure.
wow.
I'm like,
is he a vet?
I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You're sending somebody over here. I literally said, like, I don't give a fuck. You're sending somebody over here.
I have the video of you saying
immediately. That. Like, send somebody over here. You or somebody else needs to come and fix this problem. This is like, it's getting out of hand. Okay, I'll call you back. It's like, all right. So then I wait maybe 2 minutes, and I'm like, fuck that, I'm going upstairs.
Yes.
Because the last leak that happened was due to a plumbing issue that happened to the apartment upstairs. So I'm like, it has to be them. It has to be them. Maybe something else with the plumbing. I go upstairs, one flight up, I knock on the door. What do I hear? I hear this. I hear, her. I'm like, what's going on in there? When the guy opens the door, is not the repairman that I called, but his like
apprentice guy who like doesn't know what he's doing.
Right, like his. And
the poor guy, it's not his fault, but the poor guy does not speak a lick of English, and he has no idea.
Doesn't. Like if you have like any issue,
he has no idea how to, like, we can't communicate with him if he's in our apartment. Like, and that's hard, and I feel bad because he's getting the shit end of the stick. You know what I mean?
No, he's just solving issues. Like, he's putting Band-Aids over bullet wounds. And it's just like, and the same thing happened with our bathroom. So when I go, he opens the door, he's drenched in water.
Oh, God.
Drenched in water. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is going on? He like points to the kitchen area, and then he walks inside. I walk inside like I'm like I own the apartment. Yeah, I walk inside. I'm like, I'm trying to get to the bottom of this.
Is it nice?
Yeah, it's the same layout as us.
Oh,
same layout as us. Ours is better. But it goes in and there's water. There's a pool. There's a lake in their kitchen. Apparently, either he busted a pipe or something busted open, and water started spraying everywhere like a fire hydrant. And I'm like, what? Like, huh? Like, what the... So then I fuck that, finish that. Sorry, I'm making this long because I need to just get this shit out of my chest.
Get it out, babe.
Come back downstairs, call the guy again. I was going to say his name, but call the guy again. Nothing. Like, I just go back out. I'm like, you know what? Our day is like, fuck.
Our day is fuck.
We wanted to do this earlier, way earlier. We wanted to do this like during the afternoon.
Oh, and this pisses me the fuck off because when you're in a fucking momentum and then something happens with your apartment. See, here's the thing. A lot of people don't understand that when you rent an apartment, there's an argument happening right now. And I'll make this quick. So
I'm not arguing with you.
No. There's an argument happening right now amongst people who rent and people who buy. And people who choose to rent, they're like, listen, I could make my money and I could save my money and I can buy a place. But then when I buy a place, that means that I'm in charge of all that shit. That means that when I have to buy, when something's going wrong with the plumbing or with the maintenance or with the this and that, especially in New York City,
you have to take care of it,
that means that I have to pay for that and I have to take care of it. The good thing about renting is if something goes wrong, I make a call, somebody's there. The problem is that we live in a building that's easily over 100 years old, or something close to that, hands down. And it's one thing when it's like a fix here and a fix there, but when they have to do a fix and it like takes the whole day, and it, especially for what we did, we're ripping your clothes out of the closet. Now you've spent the whole day doing, how many loads of laundry have you done? Oh yeah,
no, I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that point. I'm getting to a point where now I have to scope out like which clothes were quote unquote damaged, like the full water, because it's dirty water, like filthy water, filled with like lead and paint lead and
our
just,
faucet was pouring out like dirty water.
It was yellow brown, like it was
we had no
insane.
hot water in the shower.
I go to the bank. After that, I was like, now I have to do whatever. Instead of 2 loads of laundry, now I have to do like
4.
Not 4. I wish it was 4. It's been easily like 6-7 loads of laundry. I go into the bank. Bank's closed.
We've had a day, guys.
Because Veterans Day, right? I was like, all right, you know what? Let me get you some iced coffee. I get you some iced coffee. Again, I make myself some. I got myself my cheap iced coffee. I got you a nice little chai iced latte.
My chai latte goes all over the floor while the maintenance guys are ringing the doorbell. The dogs are barking, and I'm like, this makes me want to off myself. There's nothing worse than when you're really expecting like a fantastic, beautiful iced coffee, and he brought me a chai, he brought me a nice fancy thing, and then like the maintenance guys ring the doorbell and they're yelling things at me, and then all of a sudden I try to get the gate to get the dogs back. It just like, and then the chai goes all over the place, and I was like crying out of being overwhelmed just because I was like, I can't handle this today. That's like, this is the experience of having, no, actually I don't want to put this on New York because it's not normal.
No, it's like,
and to sum it up for you guys, it's like, when your day starts off bad, when your iced coffee gets fucked, and when your shit is flooded and you have to do laundry all fucking day, it puts you in a bad, stinking mood, and we've kind of just been rolling off of that today. And we thought we'd bring it to you guys here on Kawfee Talk.
Yeah. Let's just break the ice like that. Yeah, I think
let's break
it's just
the ice
been
a little
building
bit.
up. Like, not even that. It's
You have a lot of power right now, and you're really,
I am. I'm really like.
We're doing it,
yeah,
guys.
Sorry, I don't want to hide. I'm sorry, I don't want to hijack the whole podcast over like things that I've done. But it's just like, yeah, fucking shit. Like, I just
that's our update of our day.
A nice off day, a day off where it's. You get to, thank God that I did like the barbecue yesterday.
Did you hear that?
I did hear that.
That was my collarbone.
Are you okay?
That was like my whole sternum. That was my body.
Are you okay?
I think my body just cried out for help.
Are you crooked right now?
I feel like I'm crooked.
Jesus Christ.
Did you hear that?
I did. I thought you snapped for a second.
I don't know if I've ever felt a snap like that. That was a regular.
You know what that means, right?
What? Shut up.
It means you're.
What?
You're getting old, babe.
Watch your damn mouth.
It means like when you wake
old is not an age, it is an attitude. Okay? I am not old, I never will be old. Old is an age. You ever hear the saying when people say...
you just turn into a priest? I am not old, I would never be old.
I am not old. No. Listen, I am... If there's one person that I've always idolized when it comes to age, it is Samantha Jones. Okay? And I had an acting teacher in acting conservatory who said to me, he was like, listen... What did he say? He said, you don't get out of the game because you got old. You got old because you took yourself out of the game. I will forever be in the game. Even when we have kids, I'm always going to be the fucking cool mom. Don't ever tell me I'm old. I'm not old. I'm never going to be old. Ever. I am going to be the bitch that you see walking down the street that has like purple, crazy orange hair deep into her 70s and 80s.
Yikes. There's going to be a time where you're gonna
watch.
You're gonna love it. That's fine. I'll be married to you. That's fine. There's gonna be a time when you like just gonna get up from a chair and you're gonna make this sound.
No, because I stretch every day, babe.
And then you
don't stretch.
Stretch my ass.
You don't stretch.
Pause. But like
yeah.
Wait.
What did he say? Stretch your
Just cut that. Use that.
No, I'm gonna clip it.
Yeah, clip it. Just like stretch my ass.
This has been this has been an announcement by Dano.
In this episode, stretch my ass. Anyways, it's
been a rough week, guys. But on top of that, speaking of rough weeks, I did put online today. What was that?
No, I get it.
Did I hijack something you were saying?
No. I'm just like, I'm wondering where you're going with this. I don't know.
What? Because we just talked about stretching asses?
Listen, babe, let's not go there.
Okay. Well, you're just giving me like the Mickey Mouse smirk that.
No, I'm saying like you said.
I feel like you know something that I don't.
No, I just said I'm wondering where you're going next. I don't know. You said speaking of rough weeks. I'm like.
Speaking of rough weeks and stretching asses. The election just happened. and
everybody's got their ass stretched.
Everybody's got their ass stretched right now. You guys were asking online, and don't forget, guys, on Patreon, and even when I put it on Instagram, to submit any sort of questions that you guys have for like a highly caffeinated segment or whatever. But somebody did tell me like they really want me to talk about the election. They like when I do that on TikTok. And a lot of people are like, I really like your point of view. Is that your laundry timer?
Yeah.
Do you have laundry waiting to be tossed right now? Waiting to be out?
I have to take it out the heater. That's fine. The dryer, the heater.
The dryer?
The dryer.
Well, we're going to be here for a minute.
Let's
okay. So we're talking about the election, and some people were saying like, I like when you speak on it because I think you have like I think I have a good perspective coming from the background I come from. If you guys don't know, like I come from a very conservative, Republican, Catholic background. Mm-hmm. And I don't believe in the same policies that I did when I was younger. And I think with the election, a lot of people want to hear my thoughts and whatever. Here's the thing. I think that people are really going about the reactions of the election the wrong way. I think, I've voted for Kamala Harris for a multitude of reasons. But what I'm seeing from I don't consider myself a Democrat. I don't consider myself either because I just don't like that. I think when people get so hung up on whichever party or whatever person they're rooting for, they forget that policies are more important. I like to vote based on policy, and majority of the time I'm voting left, but whatever. For me, there's a lot of people that are really losing their minds over the outcome of the election, and they're forgetting to look inward towards why he won. And I saw this clip of The View the other day, and I thought it was interesting, and I really wanted to bring it up as just a topic for the election. But The View is what would be considered, I guess, liberal media. And hearing some people, hearing a host, Sunny Hostin, kind of talk about, how half of the country is, racist and homophobic, and, saying, this kind of sweeping judgment, especially, on Latinos that she said this about, because so many Latinos voted Trump. It really irritated me, and I felt like it was something to talk on because that's not fair. I think it's important to know when people that are sitting, like The View or any podcaster, anybody that's sitting in an anchor position, giving you opinions on what you should believe in, I think it comes off as a sense of elitist, and listening to her say these things, I was getting irritated because it does become divisive when you say things like that. Do I think that there's a lot of racists that vote for Donald Trump? Absolutely. Okay. But there's a lot of people that whatever they were reading or educated on in terms of economy or whatever, they're thinking, in my life, I know I'm not homophobic. I know I'm not racist, but I literally can't feed my kids. And one of the other hosts was saying that to her. And she was just like, well, no, they voted for him because they're racist. And she didn't want to hear it. And I just I was thinking about this election and how people have become so judgmental and really forgetting to look inward, especially the parties that we vote for. And I want to really move towards a unified place. I know everybody's fuck Donald Trump, screw Donald Trump. The way that I'm thinking right now, because to keep me from freaking out or anything, is I really hope that he is a better president than what people are banking on. I really hope that. The only way, for me, I'm a solution-based person. I think a lot of people in this day and age just like to hear themselves speak and talk and throw their opinions around. Mm-hmm. I really, really hope that he's going to be a decent president. Right now, he seems to, after post-election in comparison to last time, he's not mouthing off as much. So I don't know what this will lead to, but this election is really, I've been feeling a weird type of way, especially because, my parents and I, we feel differently on a lot of things. I think that's tough for a lot of people. And I'm going to pivot this over to you if you want to talk about your views on election and voting. If not, we don't have to. Do you not want to?
No, it's fine. I mean,
because I think it's important to hear your point of view before I jump into kind of like influencers and content creators, because I've never understood that.
Yeah, no, I think I'm not involved in politics. I'm not a citizen that ride or dies for their color, like red, blue, green. I'm not saying that you are. I'm just talking about myself right now. I don't know. I agree with you. You shouldn't put everybody under the same blanket just because it's one president or one candidate. I've told you this, and I've openly said this. I think either of them, I wouldn't vote for.
Yeah.
I don't think either of them deserve my vote. Now,
I think a lot of people really share that sentiment, and they're afraid to say that, and I think it's like brave of you to say that.
Yeah, no, I mean, but it's true. That's how I feel. Now, whether like I think what was the best of two evils, I think that Trump has been in the position before, and maybe I think he surrounded himself with the right people this time.
Do you?
I think so. I think like with certain things, like with RFK and Tulsi and certain people. I'm not saying that everybody. Again, I'm not saying everybody. Don't like, oh, everybody. You said it.
No, I don't. I don't know, but you're going in a direction that's freaking me out a little bit.
Why is it freaking you out? What I'm trying to say is like there may be some good out of this. That's I think at the bottom, like the underline here.
Listen, I really hope I hope RFK does do some really great things with the FDA. I really do, because that's a big deal for me, and that was something that I said before I found out all the other shit about RFK. I liked him in the beginning. I thought that he had some good points, but I mean, it's changed for me. But I'm hearing what you're saying. Yeah.
Again, I hope some good comes out of this. That's basically what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Whether it was Kamala or whether it was Trump, either or, I just want the benefit of like what's best for the country. That's it. I'm not a war guy. I'm not a guy who like I said, dies for their color.
Yeah.
I just think that I'm trying to be in the middle, where what's best for the country, what's best for all of us. Obviously, his first run was, I mean, we even saw a documentary yesterday about it, where it was just like, towards the end of his first run, and it was just insane. Like, was it 4 hours in the Capitol?
Oh, guys, we watched the 4 hours in the Capitol documentary, and there were some moments that we were laughing our asses off.
It was almost comedic. It was almost like whatchamacallit?
It felt like a sitcom, kind of.
Yeah.
It was like a joke. But even hearing the reporters there, like, you remember when that reporter was saying, like, I felt like some people were here just as, like, a funny show, and, like, they weren't really, like, about it, and then there were some people here who, like, really wanted to hurt other people.
Yeah, the one that really...
Oh, my God, it was crazy. I mean, some of the stuff they were saying, I was like, this is...
The ones that were, like, I was like, the guys who were press, who were recording everything, but were still part of breaking into the Capitol. And I'm like, you get a green pass because you're press. And
but that's how that works, which I always thought was weird, too. Because even you see it in, like...
I get it, though, but, like...
You see it in, like, war-torn countries.
One of the guys was like, yeah, I was one of the first guys in there. And I'm like...
Right, like...
What?
Why did you get such a good spot?
Yeah. We got good seats on this one, bro.
Yeah. Well, who do you know?
Got good footage on this one, huh? Were you there early? Like, did you know about this?
Yeah. No, that's a good point. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
I think about that too with press in like war-torn areas, like especially with what's going on in like the Gaza Strip and everything. There's like so many press people there, and I'm like, how do they know that you're press? I mean, a lot of the times, even no matter where you are in the world, if it's a war-torn country, if somebody has press, I'm like, is that just like your invisibility shield? Like, what do you mean that you're just there as like that's that's dangerous as fuck. Like,
yeah, I mean, also it's I don't know. I think it's like a green light for you, like a permission. I don't want to say like a license to kill, but it's like a license for you to do illegal things without suffering the consequences.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, breaking into the Capitol seems pretty fucking illegal.
Right. I mean, I don't know, and I don't know if they got like prosecuted or even they got charged, or I don't know. You know what I mean? So.
I think, It is a little wild, though. How does that work? That's so true.
It's press.
But we will say, like, watching that documentary was really... I mean, I remember watching footage of January 6th and being like, these people are absolute idiots. And I have people in my family when, if you bring up January 6th, they're convinced it's Antifa.
Yeah.
I would say, did you see me taking videos yesterday?
No.
I was going to take videos of the documentary and send it to a family member and be like, Antifa or your people?
Yeah, I mean, no, don't start no shit.
I mean, no, but it's a little frustrating because like I said, like I'm somebody who I don't believe in identifying with either party because I think when you go into that hive mentality, you neglect your own personal beliefs. So like that's why, like also me as like somebody who is I would consider myself spiritual and religious, but I don't know if I truly identify with the Catholic Church, or I think the people that, you know, whatever. I guess I would consider myself Catholic, but I don't agree with everything that all of the religious people say. Like, I don't like being grouped with them because a lot of them like to wear crosses around their neck and scream a lot of, like, if I'm being honest, like really anti things that Jesus would do.
Yeah.
Things.
That's
like,
how I feel with politics. I feel like that's why I don't be, I'm 100% blue, I'm 100% green, I'm 100% red. Like, I'm just one of these people that's, let's see what the best candidate is, and are they good for these next 4 years? You know, is it best for this person or this other person?
Yeah. Even watching yesterday, sorry to cut you off, but I just want to get this point in. Like, even watching yesterday, people literally having shirts that say like "back the blue" and like they have flags with like the American flag with like the blue line running through it, which is symbolism for support for police officers. And then watching them tase a police officer in the crowd and beat the shit out of these police officers, and they didn't stop until he said, "I have kids, please, I have kids." And like all these people that consider themselves patriots are always talking about like Ashley Babbitt was killed, but they don't know the name of the cop that was killed. And that, to me, I'm like, it's enraging to me. Like, after watching that yesterday, really, like...
Yeah.
I was, like, crying at one point. I was laughing and crying during that. It was wild to me.
Yeah, I didn't know that with the whole... I mean, I don't want it to be about this whole, like, documentary, but, like... I didn't know the whole tunnel thing that happened where there were, like hundreds of people versus like 30 or 40.
Yeah, 34
like, I didn't,
metropolitan policemen.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that went down. I was like, oh, that's crazy.
I saw videos of that, but I didn't know that was.
And it reminded me of like the movie 300, which is true. Like they strategically chose one spot. You know, they can like, you know, like hold that place down.
Wow.
Hold the masses away, and that's exactly what they did. And it was very interesting. I was like, oh wow, it's like history repeating itself. You know, in different ways. It was very interesting.
I do think it's something to be said, too, about, like, I don't know if I want to say this. Well, I mean, like I said, like I have, you know, people that are right-wing in my family, and I think that for me, I know that a lot of other people don't feel that way, and you're entitled to your opinion. But for me, I find that there is a stark difference between, like, a Republican, who I don't mind having differences with, because it's based on policy. But then there's like the diehard MAGA Trump heads that no matter what you say, no matter what facts you have or what conversations you want to have, they can't really have a conversation. The only conversations that they have are like bullet points. And those were the people that we saw in like the documentary. And it's like, I don't know, it just makes me a little...
Yeah,
it was difficult for me to like rationalize with this week because watching those... Like I said, I don't have issues with Republicans. I disagree, but whatever. But the MAGA people are really scare me a bit.
And it happens on both sides. You know what I mean? You have your leftists.
But they don't. They're on the left. You have the leftists and the liberals that do things that are extreme because there are extremists on both sides. But one of them worships a person and the other side doesn't. That's what's the stark difference.
Yeah,
the guy yesterday who was like, I think Donald Trump is anointed by God, like that's crazy.
And people may think that President Biden was coherent and 100% even like better than what he was.
Oh, they do.
Right, like it's all insane. It's insane thinking.
It's insane thinking.
It's insane thinking. And,
but there's a difference.
And believing that
between the two groups that you're describing.
I think they stem from the same BS, where it's just like I truly believe, and this yesterday in the documentary, the guy was like, I think it was one of the cops. He was like, I think individuals, like when you speak to an individual, like that's great. I think you could really understand them. But like when they become part of the mob,
it's a hive
when
mentality.
It's a hive mentality, and I think both parties suffer from that. It's both parties are guilty of it.
I agree.
So it's like it's not. Yes, like we had this. Yes, the whole MAGA thing became something where it's just like and people from a certain like group, like whatever, the Proud Boys and Antifa and whatever the case may be, it was like they were part of the red group, but also
not the red. Trump MAGA, like that's the difference for me.
That's what I'm saying. Trump will represent the Republican Party is red, so like that's what they'll go with.
I just think it's different. I think it's different.
Okay, sure, yeah.
I think that there's just a really big difference. They idolize this man. They think he's literally the second coming of Jesus.
Yeah, they do. I think some people 100% believe that too.
Yeah, it's wild to me.
And I also think that some people think that the Kamala was like the answer to everything that's going on currently, when she's currently part of what's going on right now.
I get that.
Which is weird, you know what I mean?
I mean, I get that, but it's not the same as anointing or aligning her with, nobody's aligning her with the Virgin Mary.
No, nobody.
You know?
Yeah.
But one thing that I wanted to tie this into is talking about, like, this obsession. I mean, me being a content creator online, I see it all the time, where people are, like, obsessed with this witch hunt of, like, they need every influencer or content creator that they follow to speak out. Oh, I just spit everywhere. I just...
speak out. Look at that.
That's how passionate I am. To speak out about, like, every single issue. And it's one thing if they're, like, a political commentator or there's somebody that prides themselves on having opinions on everything on world issues. But why the fuck are you looking to a beauty influencer to speak out about world conflicts and political science? I find this witch hunt insane to me. But people on the internet are so passionate about it. Mm-hmm. They want to hear everybody talk about everything. What's your feeling on this? What's your feeling on that? Oh, if you don't say anything, then we know who you voted for. Like, has it ever occurred to you? And then if you don't say anything and you're like, listen, guys, I just feel like it's not my place to talk about politics. And they're like, oh, because you don't want to lose money. I will be the first one to say it. As somebody who didn't grow up with money, that is a super valid concern with some people. If you worked this is, for me, I feel like this is going to come off bad when I watch this later. But I've never in my life looked to an influencer or a content creator or a podcaster or like Joe Rogan or Alex Cooper or anybody and been like, I really wonder what they say about the conflict in the Middle East right now. And whatever they say, I am going to believe. I don't get that. I do not understand that. I don't get that. And if somebody worked their whole life to get to a position where they're maybe a little successful, maybe not a whole lot, but a little, and they're like being advised by their team, if you say this, you will lose half of your endorsements. This new deal that you're working on is gone. Everything you've worked towards, you're going to throw yourself 5 years backwards. I think that is a super valid concern. For me, if I know exactly what I believe in, I know who I am. I know what I believe in.
You need to take care of what you've built, yeah.
And I think with people who may have a cushion to fall back on, that might not be a concern for them, but for people who have worked their whole lives to build something and they finally have it, and then they're being pushed, oh, you have to educate yourself on let's say 100-year conflict, or all this political science, or this, you have to educate yourself on this and say exactly what you want, and if it doesn't align with what everybody else wants you to say, because a lot of things are split down the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, like, look at the voting in our country. It's literally 50-50 split down the middle with what, 2 or 3 points either way?
Right. I think it was like 52 to 48, something like that.
Yeah, but like that to me, I think that is so unfair. And then if they don't say anything, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. I want to get your opinion on this because I know that you love to listen to podcasts. Mm-hmm. Do you ever... How influenced are you when you listen to certain podcasts? You listen to a lot of comedians. So,
yeah, it's mostly for entertainment. It's not like for looking like what's their opinion on certain things. Mm-hmm. Maybe. I I'm not married to an idea. Like, I'm okay with, if I think something, I'm open to being persuaded.
Yeah.
I've always been that way.
Yeah.
I don't die on hills, unless I'm extremely passionate about it. But let's say if I listen to whatever X podcast, XYZ, like, you know what I mean? And I listen to it every day and they hit a topic and I'm like, that's interesting, maybe, yeah. I don't repeat it, you know what I mean, and make it my own or believe it. But yeah, I've never looked at. There's only one comedian, and he wasn't even doing podcasts then. He's just a stand up, where he would say certain things and I was like, huh, like, huh. And I was like,
It's who I think.
Yeah, it's George Carlin.
Yeah.
Like, George Carlin he would say different things, and he was always categorized as a comedian that made you think.
I think that's the greatest way to be.
I think, yeah, but
I think that's what I aim to be as an artist.
But I don't think he considered himself that. He was just like, I'm seeing these blatant things, and I'm just like showing you, like I'm just showing you what kind of people you are. And one that was very interesting for that he said that I was like, I think I may apply that to myself, where he was just like, I'm at a point right now where I distance myself from what the product is and like what's going on right now in this country. And this was years ago. It was like 80s, 90s, early 2000s, where he was just like, there's a circus going on, and I'm just here to be entertained. I'll take my notes, and when I perform, I'm just showing you what kind of like people you are. Obviously, I know that I'm part of like of the public, of what's going on, but I think him as a comedian allowed him to do that, sort of like distance himself.
Yeah.
He was already established and stuff like that. But like that, but things like that, I think I'll take in consideration. I was like, oh, that's a very interesting point of view.
It is.
But I don't follow podcasts or go to listen to a podcast. Like after the election, I didn't go. I wanted to see like what Bill Burr had to say.
Oh,
you know
for
what I mean?
sure.
In which he notoriously like avoids things like that. Like he'd be like, "What happened today?" Or like, "What you said if the election was yesterday?" Well, what happened yesterday? Something very big happened yesterday. Something really huge that changed the country. Like Texas A&M beat Notre Dame. You know what I mean? Whatever it is. I just like I'm interested in their point of view and what they have to say, but I don't.
Yeah, I don't get the witch hunt. Like, and I see people try to do it with me every now and again, and I'm just like, listen. More oftentimes than not, I agree with them. But the thing is I'm not going to be made to be pushed by, I mean, no offense, guys, like, I love you to death, but, like, I'm not going to be made to be pushed to say everything that I believe in and that I feel in this very moment to appease you, because I don't think that you should get your beliefs from me. I think that I would love to inspire you in other ways. I think that it's important to, like, make people think. Like, I think that that's an artist that I want to be, is I want to make people think. Like, Addicts was kind of that record for me,
Right.
And
which is great, fantastic, by the way. Like,
I just posted,
it's one of your best work, yeah.
I posted it on my story, my Instagram story, and like 1,300 people like viewed it, and like my streams went up. I haven't really been posting my music, you guys know why, but I'm working on more music right now, and I'm just like trying to get more re-inspired, and this has helped a lot. But I posted Addicts, and people were really like, wow, like, thanks for writing that. And I'm like, okay, I know who I am, and I know what I believe in. I don't need to be pushed to be like, this is what these are all of my thoughts right now. Because also, if I change my beliefs in another 2 years, I'm allowed to do that.
Yeah, that's the whole listen, I think, like, you're in the eye of the public, right? And I think you should reserve your opinion on a lot of things.
I think there's certain things I'm loud about, but
I mean, 100%, like things that you're passionate about. Yeah, you should. Mm-hmm. But I think that certain things you should be reserved, and you have the right to just keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Like, so what? People want to hear like what you think about fucking the baby hippo. Like who gives a
Mudang?
Yeah, Mudang.
Mudang, the literal angel of the internet.
Every time they say Mudang, I'm like Mudang. Like you.
Wait, have you ever seen Bowen Yang on SNL be Mudang for
No.
for Weekend Updates?
No.
Bowen Yang is just
Yeah.
He's someone I would love to work with. I wish I had comedic ability like that.
Yeah.
When I was in acting conservatory, I didn't have
Sound like you were in a camp or something.
Acting conservatory. Yes, it was basically a graduate program. I was there. I wasn't like other freshman college kids. Freshman college kids, they went to 1 class a day, 2 classes a day. I was in class from literally 9 to 6 p.m., sometimes 9 to 7, 8 p.m. Just acting all day. It's like very intense. It's an intensive.
Sounds like a cult, but go ahead.
It was amazing. It was honestly, I would do it again. Maybe I will go to the American, Dramatic Arts Academy, whatever.
Yeah.
But I remember, like, I was trying to do comedy. I did stand-up one time. People told me that I was really great. The same night I met Amanda Seales, and she was just like, you did good. And I was like, okay. I was like, I used to watch you on VH1 all the time. She was like, yep, that was me. Like, she did not want to hear what I had to say. I was like, okay. She was like, great. I was like, all right, I'll leave. But yeah, so, like, it was... I did stand up one time, but I don't think I could do sketch comedy. I'm like not.
Yeah.
I would love to do it, but I don't think I have the comedic writing ability. But yeah, I don't know why you got me talking about Mudang, and that's what I was talking about.
Mudang. But yeah, like I said, I think you should hold the right to reserve your opinions on certain things. And
I think we should ban celebrity endorsements. Don't you?
No,
like I do think
why?
Because why do we need them?
Celebrities?
Celebrity endorsements. Ban celebrity endorsements. Why do we need them?
You're talking about in politics?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the name of the game, right?
I guess, but I just don't...
the whole point is, which it goes down to your point. Like, people follow, millions of people follow Oprah. What do you have to say? And I vote for, option A. And everybody wants to go for option A. Like, it's...
I just think
whatever.
it's... You know what I think is so funny? Like, everybody's talking so much about, like, sex trafficking now. And, like, anytime somebody says anything about, like, Oprah or anybody on, like, the left, everyone's like, wow, that looks like a P. Diddy party. And then, like, on the right, they're like, well, he was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein. Like, our entire world revolves right now around, like, child trafficking scandals.
It's about, like, connecting dots that either, like, are not connectable or just, like...
Almost too connectable.
Or obvious, being like... It's been under our noses this whole time.
Yeah. Oh, it probably has been. But yeah, that's kind of my viewpoint on, like... Also, you guys know who I am. You should never have to question who I am. And I'm never going to tell you who to vote for or what to do. I don't think, like... if you ever are looking for, like, oh, what does Diana believe in? Don't. What do you believe in? Like, and if you know who I am, then you probably know what I believe in. I'm very honest and open about it. You know what I mean? I just don't think it's, like, a big... You shouldn't be looking to people that are, like, talking about video games and, like, what mascara to use this week for political advice. Yeah. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I think everybody is entitled to their own opinion, but, do with that as you will. You know what I mean? Like, this...
You're entitled to your own opinion, even if it's wrong.
Yeah.
Sure. For me, I'm like, I'll get along with anybody unless you're racist, homophobic, Islamophobic, xenophobic, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's my line.
Like, blatantly those things, yeah. What's next?
The next thing I wanted to talk about was we had a pretty big thing happen this week, guys. So I talked about it last week, the New York City Marathon girl, the People's Prosecco Princess, Justine. Right. The New York City Marathon is obviously my favorite day of the year in New York City. Everybody knows this. I love doing it big every year. Next year, like, let's do it even bigger. You guys know that I met this girl, Justine, during the New York City Marathon because I handed her Prosecco during the race. And then she grabbed green beans and a Milky Way from my mother. And I posted on the internet later that night, like, help me find this girl, help me find this chick. The next morning I woke up and it was at like 2 million views. Right. Later on that day, it was about 3 million views. The video is now currently sitting at 18.1 million views.
That's wild.
And her page has completely blown up. Right. Barstool has posted both of us.
Nice.
And it was crazy because she messaged me and we instantly became friends online. And when she DM'd me, the energy I got from her was like, oh, we're friends. Like, we're already friends.
Yeah, we're buddies.
So we went out the other night because everybody's like, oh my God, I can't wait. I'm here for this friendship. We went out the other night and we had so much fun. I went there, me and Bianca, my one of my best friends, Bianca, and I went down to 2 doors down, which is on Houston Street. And Houston, not Houston. You guys wanted me to talk about New York City lifestyle. I saw that poll, okay? It's Houston Street, not Houston Street. We went down there, and I was like looking for her and her friends, and they come around the corner and they have a shot for her and I. And her friends were so amazing. Like, I feel like I just made like a new group of friends.
That's awesome.
And it was awesome. And we all decided that we were gonna like run a marathon together. Her friends were like, Diana, like, I'm not even a runner, but like, I'll run a mile and then like, I'll walk the rest of the way. She's like, oh my God, I forgot. One of her friends said, she's like, there's photos of me like literally just walking the half marathon. She's like, let's all do it together. Yeah. It was amazing.
They sound like very encouraging friends.
They sound like a group of girls I would hang out with.
Right.
Like,
what's her name? Justine, yeah.
Yes, yeah. And her friends are just amazing. And like, we met so many of them. And then we went to Cat's Deli. We were supposed to go to Joy Face after, and we never made it to Joy Face. We went to Cat's Deli and we were like, oh, we ate. Now it's time to go to bed.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and she came next day to the restaurant. Which, sorry for not being able to say hi, but as you saw, it was packed.
Yeah, we were talking about that at Cat's Deli. I told them, I said, let's all go out to dinner tomorrow, but I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
And I'm not making it.
According to like the guys at the restaurant, they had a blast. So I'm glad that they enjoyed.
And then you sent them
again.
You sent them Prosecco.
Yeah. I thought it was cute. I told the GM, I was like, she's like, what should we send them? I was like, Prosecco.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
She damn me. She was like, thank you so much for the Prosecco. I was like, girl, that was all them.
Yeah.
That just goes to show internet is the place for girlhood. It's important.
Yeah, sure.
Girlhood. Right, girl? Huh? Yeah, girl.
Huh?
Yes.
Come again?
Yes, girl. Babe, drop a yes, girl. Come on, you do a good yes, girl.
Yo, last time I dropped a yes, girl, you were like, I said yes, girl. You were like, you looked at me all weird. Now I'm afraid to do it.
Wow. You're insecure around me?
Well, you gave me a crazy look. Like, what is he doing?
Because it was probably out of left field. I don't remember it, but it was probably out of left field. Well, go ahead. Hit me with a yes, girl.
Yes, girl.
Yeah. Oh, that was a whispery one.
Yes, girl.
Oh, that was giving lounge. Gay lounge?
Hey, girl. Yes, girl.
Yas, girl. Okay. Very good. Very good. You're very whispery with the yas, girl. I'm very loud.
Yes, girl.
That sounds like an ad lib.
Yes, girl.
Yes, girl. Have you heard the new... That sounds like it would be an Aquamarine. For all my gays that are listening, you know the song Aquamarine that Addison Rae just dropped?
Yes, girl.
She's like, the world is my oyster. Come and touch this pearl.
Yes, girl.
Exactly. Dano with the ad libs, guys. But yeah, we had an amazing time.
It's like a perfume.
Yes, girl.
Yes, girl.
Oh, maybe we should make a perfume called Yas Girl.
Yes, girl.
Okay, they're probably getting sick of us. So.
Yes, girl.
Okay, last one. But yeah, it was amazing. I just think, babe, let it die. Let it die. Now you're getting into dad joke territory. You're getting into dad. Babe, stop. Babe, stop. Stop.
Yes, girl.
Oh my God. This is the thing with Dano. He'll like find one thing and kill it. Stop. Just put it away from your face.
Almost hit my nose.
Yeah, you deserve it. No. So I just think it was the most amazing. It was the most amazing experience, honestly, this entire week, like being able to connect with somebody. And I don't know, it made me really grateful for also like the friends that I have now, because we also all met in really weird and odd spaces. Like some of my best friends we met through one of their ex-boyfriends, another one because that same ex-boyfriend tried to hook up with the other friend. And that ex-boyfriend was a friend of mine. And then we all just were like, hey, we all really get along really well. That's odd. And, you know, I have friends that I've met just like walking on the street and we become close. And I don't know, it was like a moment where I was like, you know, I think young me would be really proud of myself to be able to like make friends in really odd spaces.
Yes, girl.
Babe, stop. God.
No, I think your friends now like are.
They're an amazing reflection of who I feel.
Organically became good friends due to the fact that you have similarities in interest and similarities, and you are genuine people, and like all of your like your friends, like your group of friends are just really really good people, like genuinely, like
Yes.
they want to help, they they give you like honest feedback, they want to see you succeed, they want to like, they're badasses in their own like
I have the best friends in the world. I
in
feel
their
like
own careers, like they're really really good people.
I have friends that are like so girl power. Like I don't know how that's like the best way I could explain it.
Yeah, it's just, again, it's just like genuine people, like, you know what I mean, like it's just like having a group of friends where you can be yourself 100% of the times without being judged, and always them always trying to look out for you and give you the best advice. It's not a lot of people have that. So and your experiences, like you've gone through certain ups and downs.
Oh my God, I have such a story to tell.
Oh God.
Okay, I'll make it short. I'll make the story short.
Yeah, I get it.
But thank you for saying that about my friends.
Yeah, it's true.
But I also feel that way about your friends. Number one, I that was like one of the main things that made me feel like, oh, I know he's a great guy because his friends are awesome. And you can always tell what a person is like based on their friends. And my friends they're the friends that I always envisioned that I wanted and deserved. And I try to be that same friend. And I'm like super blessed that I have these friends in my life. I'm so ridiculously grateful to every single person that's like, yeah, I wish I could just go back and tell like my 20-year-old self, like, girl, you're going to have a group. Like, you're going to have people that like, you don't have to beg to be good friends to you. You don't have to beg for attention, and you don't have to feel like you're going through these mind games. And I feel like you also like taught me a lot because your friends are so, I mean, like Travis and Elise, their family does, and we just got off the FaceTime with them. And I just think that they're amazing and whatever. But the story I wanted to say really quick, everybody listening, I don't know if you know, but if you're an OG, you know, my ex-best friend that I lived with for multiple years on different occasions, we lived together, and she's extremely mentally ill, and I didn't see it until it was too late, and until it like basically fucked up my credit, fucked up my life, made me seek therapy, even though I only went once because I couldn't afford it anymore. But even just that one session, the therapist was like, you are really suffering from narcissist injuries, and it's a psychological journey that you have to go through because you have to unpack a lot of the trauma that you're dealing with, and it's hard for you. And this week I also said something very traumatic on my Instagram and like about sexual assault and things that I've gone through, but I didn't even seek therapy for that, but I sought therapy for this mentally ill best friend that I spent 4 years living with. Basically, I posted that thing on my story talking about the sexual assault that I had dealt with, which one day I will go more in depth, just not today. And I got a DM from somebody that I knew through my ex-best friend. And I really loved this girl. Like, I was like, oh, I know you through her, and I think you're amazing. And basically, we had this amazing conversation kind of talking about like our experiences with this girl, and I had no idea that they weren't friends anymore. And she was just like, we had so many fights about you, Diana, because I always saw things from your side, and she just wanted to like, she was doing what she was doing, and this girl was just validating everything that I had felt. And we're hopefully going to see each other next year in April when she comes into New York, and she told me she had dealt with some trauma living with her as well on another occasion.
Right.
But it was really validating, like, having that conversation with people, because I think for the past few years I've still been afraid of her, in a way. I deal with, this, I carry this.
Boggles my mind. I'm just like.
Because living with a narcissist, a mentally ill human being that wants to control your life for 4 years, and like, she wanted to control what I wore, any success I had, she was just like, she would talk me out of it. She would talk me out of opportunities. And like, it beats my fucking soul to this day that I allowed myself to be so influenced by somebody so weak and somebody so insecure, because I wouldn't even give her the time of day today. I almost feel like it was like, it pisses me off that I feel like I had to go through it in order to it was an event that I feel like the universe was like, you have to have this in order to get to where you need to go. Mm-hmm. You need this.
Yeah. You need this lesson. Yeah.
You need this lesson. And like, it really messed me up. I mean, like, from the way I wore my hair to the color of my clothes, to the way that I spoke, to the way that I sung, to the way that I dressed, to how I moved, to my business things, she was everywhere. She was in it. Mm-hmm. But anyways, I had this conversation with a mutual friend of hers, and it felt so validating. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
So I'm not fucking crazy. Yeah. So, but speaking of kind of like narcissists and things, baby, do you remember the toxic conversation of Zach Bryan and BRYAN Chicken Fry?
Oh, yeah.
What do you know about it?
I forget. I know shit about it. I know what you told me. Zach and what's her name? chicken fry. Chicken wing fry.
Chicken fry.
Chicken fry. So
BRYAN,
chicken wing fry.
Chicken fry.
So Zach Chicken Fry were dating for a year. He had some history of like dating girls for a certain amount of time and dumping them. It was a hot mess. She had a best friend who she basically like stopped her relationship with her to be with this guy, and he dumps her and then goes on a dating app like immediately after dumping her. And then I know that Barstool made a diss track towards him. That diss track got pulled down because the guy who he made a diss track with was signed under a label, but they put another diss track out. She's out, sort of like venting and, saying her side of things. And yeah.
You're getting it, babe. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
I'm so proud of you. He's usually not really in tune with pop culture, but that was really good.
How dare you? I just don't say it.
Oh, no, but then why don't you talk to me about it?
Because of what? It doesn't interest me.
But I need, baby, I like pop culture gossip because I can disassociate from our problems of the world.
Yeah.
So, the thing...
That was the boy. That was Bruno. It seemed like Bruno.
Oh, that was a boy sigh? Why did I think that was coming from my microphone?
No.
We just heard our dog sigh, and it was so powerful and present that I thought that, like, my microphone was going to blow up. Yeah, so Zach Bryan and BRYAN, I found it really funny because I'm seeing so many people in the comment sections of Barstool, of anywhere, what am I saying, on TikTok, on Instagram, being like, yeah, but I loved Zach Bryan, so. And also, wait, really quick shout out. Dave Portnoy put in, and Josh Richards, they did the diss track to Zach Bryan. It was like, trust me, Bumble Tinder Raya, put your pants on fire, blah, 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 blah. And it was a great diss track, but then,
Huh?
What?
What'd you say?
It was a great diss track.
Great diss track? All right, cool.
It was a great diss track for what they knew. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's not no fucking ether, or like, it's not Remy Ma. It's not fucking, okay. It's not,
It's great.
It's not, they're not like us, you know what I mean? But it's a Barstool diss track. That's what you're going to get. I'm not begging for no Grammy shits. But I thought it was great because it tore this fucking man apart, and It also dropped a bunch of fucking Easter eggs, which I really appreciated. And that's the Swiftie and Dave Portnoy.
Right.
That's the Swiftie.
Yeah.
But shout out to Caroline Bainiewicz. I don't even know how to pronounce your last name, girl. But shout out to Caroline, who's a friend of mine. She did the vocals on the newest diss track for Dave Portnoy against Zach Bryan. It's called Country Ditty. And as soon as I was like, Country Ditty, I go, I know that's my girl Caroline, because Caroline works for Barstool. She won Barstool Survivor, I think. Or no, she won something, and whatever. She's been working for Barstool for like 2 years or something, and I adore her and love her, so shout out to you. I'm so happy and proud of you. And I sent her a message about it. But it's like, it's nice to see so many of like the women rallying around BRYAN and like, sure, Barstool employees, but so many men in those comments are like, I don't believe it. Zach Bryan is like really, he's just writing about his life. Like, he's one of the best songwriters of our time. I'm like, so he's got a green light to abuse a woman?
I mean, also they're going to Barstool to write those comments. So like, come on.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like,
but no, even on TikTok, like there's a lot of women
Yeah.
that are posting these videos and they're like, I think he's just broken. I think he's just really just like a broken person. Like he songwrites these things because he's a self-sabotager.
It's like we were talking about in the beginning in the podcast where you have these people who like follow XYZ person and they'll like blindly follow them until, you know, they I've been like that for like more than half of the podcast and I'm lucky I haven't like jumped over these cameras to get my...
Okay, shall we pause and get a drink?
No, that's fine. That's okay. You want a drink?
No, it's okay.
All right.
No, it's fine.
Well, I was in the middle of saying something, so...
I apologize.
No, it's like in the middle of the... I was like, you know what? Here's what I'm thinking. I think is that... All right, let's take a break and we'll be right back.
Sorry, continue,
We are
baby.
sponsored by... What?
I'm sorry.
Hey, can you like fake sponsor? Like you say, this is sponsored by whatever, Bacardi, and although they don't sponsor it, it's like a wishful thinking.
We have a sheet behind us. I don't think that we would...
We are sponsored by Sheet.
We are
Sheet happens.
By TJ Maxwell's.
If you ever...
And it's like almost dirty.
Have you been feeling gray? And your day has been sheet?
Babe, you should do like jingles or something.
Jingle bell, jingle bell.
Continue your thought.
What was it? Damn it, I forgot already.
Wow.
Yes, girl.
No.
Yes, girl.
No, we were talking about Brianna and Zach and the diss track.
Yeah, I'm saying like people like defending Zach is just like one of those like the same people that follow like, you know, the politicians that we were talking about earlier. It was like they blindly find people like, you know, follow these people and just like, I believe in him. He's my little angel. He's here to save the world. He's misunderstood. I'm seeing
so much internalized misogyny too. Like so many women are like, so what? You know, like I don't think it's fair. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Because if Zach Bryan was Taylor Swift, you'd all be saying like, oh my God, she's doing too much. She's so infuriating. Like all she does is talk about her breakups. All she does is talk about her this, that, and the third. Like if it was Taylor Swift or anybody else, it's like, wow, disgusting, abuser.
I think I don't know.
The amount of heat that Taylor Swift gets, I'm not even like a major Swiftie. I love her earlier stuff, but like...
the furthest away from like a Swiftie or anything like that. And I always people just praising her. That's all I hear.
Oh, no, I hear...
The amount of praise over Taylor Swift is like, it's overbearing. Like it's over the fact of people criticizing her.
Okay, so then I think...
As an outsider.
Maybe a better example is like Ariana Grande. Because Ariana Grande got caught in an infidelity scandal. Ariana Grande has a history of overlapping relationships and it looks sketchy. Right, so Ariana Grande, in Naya Rivera's book, rest in peace Naya Rivera, but in Naya Rivera's book, she talks... She drowned.
Oh, shit.
You didn't know that Naya Rivera drowned?
I don't even know what that is.
Naya Rivera? Like very tragically. Glee Girl? She was this beautiful Latin woman.
No,
I'll show you a picture and you'll know exactly. She like drowned when her like toddler was like on a boat by himself because she like got in the water and like got tangled in something and drowned.
That's tragic.
So tragic.
Anyways, she was fucking... Wait, Ariana...
No.
Ariana Grande was fucking her man?
No, yeah. So
yeah.
So Naya Rivera was seeing like Big Sean and Naya Rivera came out with a book. And in the book, she said she came home one day and saw this like high ponytailed pop star, Ariana Grande, like in her kitchen or something like that. I'm misquoting, but something like that. And Ariana Grande, you know, has a history of overlapping relationships. And she did that with him. And then she, you know, historically, you know, Mac Miller to Pete Davidson. She moved out of that long-term relationship, got into it with Pete Davidson very quickly. And then, you know, recently she was married to a real estate agent guy, Dalton Gomez, and he was pretty private, and they got married like during the pandemic. And while she was on set with Wicked, one of her castmates who plays Bach in Wicked, Ethan Slater, who's a Broadway guy, he was married to his high school sweetheart. And I know everybody's like, no, that's not true. I don't know, man. This doesn't seem to add up. He was married to his high school sweetheart, and they just had a kid. Oops. They just had a kid, and then, like, they're posting about each other on, like, Instagram. Like, and Facebook, they found her Facebook posts and like she's talking about like my lovely like husband and life partner or whatever. And then like a month later, it comes out that like him and Ariana Grande are like dating and like neither one of them is finalized into the divorce.
Yeah.
His wife, Lily James, comes out and says like she's not a girl's girl. Like it comes out that she had been like Ariana was like holding their baby or hanging out. This is all, I don't know if it's like alleged or whatever, but it sounded pretty true because it'd gone through like a ton of reliable sources. So people really came after Ariana because of this. I don't know. It doesn't look good, girl. Doesn't look great. But they like came after her and were just like, oh, you're a crazy, like abusive psycho woman. Like, but imagine
To
people.
Ariana?
Yeah. Oh my God. She got so much fucking heat. So much heat for that.
How much?
What the fuck, Dano?
Sorry. It's like, you're so much fun. So why you're like, so much heat. Yes, girl.
She got so much, but like people were not saying like, oh yeah, but she's like one of the best singers of our time, so it doesn't matter. People online are saying like Zach Bryan is like one of the best songwriters like ever, which like, is he?
I don't think I've heard one of his songs.
I haven't. I mean, we're also from New York and like people from the middle of the country.
Where's he from? Texas?
Oklahoma. That's like the same thing.
I mean,
right?
Has he done any jingles that I know?
Jingles?
Yeah, like Whopper,
No.
Whopper. Did he do the Whopper jingle?
No.
Because if that's
But
the
listen to
case,
this-
he rules.
But so Brianna came out. The dad jokes must be stopped.
Never.
So Brianna came out on her BFF's podcast with Dave Portnoy and Josh Richards and basically kind of did like, they did a podcast where she basically told everything. Mm-hmm. And like this guy, any woman that knows guys like this or has dated guys like this, you know that once you date one, you date them all because they all do the same things. They all have the same tactics. They all act the same. They want to control like how you act, what you wear, how you look. Like they micromanage you and like you feel like you're walking on eggshells and like anything you do is just going to piss them off. Mm-hmm. She was like, one thing that stuck out to me is she was walking around their apartment or whatever in New York or something, their house or something, walking around and she starts like humming a song. And the song is, last night we let the liquor talk, but we said it all, which is a country song by Morgan Wallen. And Zach Bryan, who's a country singer, like flipped out on her and it was like a fight, according to her, for like a week because he was like, how dare you sing another man's song under my roof?
Really? Like
yes.
that, bro?
She also said that like he didn't let her dye her hair, which is insane. And he like ruined her birthday and ruined the Golden Globes for her because first of all, she looks stunning at the Golden Globes, but he was like, I'm so disgusted or something, like, because you're representing yourself in that way. Meanwhile, she looks stunning. And he, during her birthday, like screamed at her friends and was just like, you're never going to amount to anything.
So what I'm hearing is that it's best that she fucking left this guy, right? Like it's for the best, right?
But so many people online.
So why are they butthurt? Because men are butthurt?
Well, no, actually, no. I'll say men and women. Men are the ones that are like, I don't believe it. Women are the ones that are like, no, he's a good guy. Two different approaches. Both very wrong.
From what I hear, he's a piece of shit.
Right, but...
He also threw Miss Peaches out of the room.
He did throw Miss Peaches out of the room.
Bastard.
Fuck him.
Fucking bastard.
Throwing Miss Peaches out of the room.
First of all, we don't fuck with Miss Peach.
We don't fuck with dogs. Like, we don't fuck with people fucking with dogs.
Yeah. I mean, that's tail sign right there. Am I saying that right?
Telltale sign.
That one.
That's a tail sign.
That's a tail sign. I get it. Miss Peach's tail. Sign.
Yeah, okay.
Tail.
From the neck, tail from the neck.
Well, I'm not going to go...
From your ass?
Spread yes.
Spread yes. Okay, humans, we're back. We are back. We have refills, which is good.
Yes.
I have an espresso martini. Look at the froth on that. I just shook that myself. Look at that.
Is that a double?
That's it. Fuck yeah, it's a double.
It's a triple.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Let's go.
So honestly, with the whole Zach Bryan thing, I think it's just really sad and unfortunate that so many people are like, I just see this all the time. Like when it comes to women being abused or saying that they've been abused or in a bad relationship, I just see it a lot with men that they're like, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I saw the same thing with R. Kelly, the same thing with fucking, you know, Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, like the same thing with Chris Brown, Trey Songz. Like everybody's like, oh, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And then when it's too late, oh, I don't know. But with Diddy, I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, I feel so bad for the guys that got raped.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, I mean, you're online, not even online, but like you're a public figure. So like you get all these...
I don't know if I'm like fully a public figure yet, babe.
But what I'm trying to say is that like the aspect you get, because when you're saying like guys are saying that's not true, I don't believe it. I was like, I've never heard, even with the whole Chris Brown BRYAN thing, never once I heard a guy say like, oh, I don't believe he did that.
It's not.
What I did believe was like what I did hear was like, what the fuck she did. What did she do in order for him to do that?
But see, that's what I'm saying. It's always like, yeah, well, what did she do?
I mean, yeah. Well, what did she do? You know what I'm saying? Like, it could have been something that... Obviously, something triggered him. And I'm not saying that what he did was right and correct, okay? So
no, but even to say that that he could be that she could do something that would be so triggering for him to absolutely break her face.
It could have been vice versa. She could have broken his face.
But she didn't.
And the same... What I'm saying is... that what I've heard people say before is not, I don't believe that he did that. I'm just saying, like, what I'm saying is that I don't hear those people. You're saying, like, you're hearing that. Like, I don't believe him. I don't believe what she did that. He did that. I'm saying that with the whole Rihanna thing, what I did hear was like, what did she say? Let
me word this better then. Let me be more clear. I'm not only seeing that people are saying, nah, I don't believe her. But I'm also seeing people say, well, she does act kind of crazy. Well, is it really that bad? Well, she knew what she was getting into.
Right.
Well, what did she do? Well, how does she act? And it's never like, oh, hey, here's the proof. Oh, that's solid proof. Okay. Like, even with Diddy, you see the video of him kicking Cassie and dragging her, and everyone's like...
I don't believe it. What did she say, though?
I don't know, but what did she do?
What did she say?
That to me is crazy.
Honestly, what did she do?
That to me is absolutely insane to me. That people, you have video footage and you're like...
What did she say, though?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, no.
But see, with Brianna, it's the same thing, though. Like, listen, the girl hasn't had hot takes recently. She's been in the shitter. I think...
Did she reconcile with her friend?
What, did she, like, reconcile?
Yeah.
I think that they're probably working on it. I don't think I've been in this situation. But I've seen people in this situation where the best friend gets with a guy and the guy just kind of tries to isolate and tries to say, like, oh, well...
What are you talking about?
I have somebody in my life who did this, which is how a best friend became a best friend. Where the guy she was dating was just telling her about all of her other friends, like, oh my God, you don't know how to pick friends. Oh my God, they're bad influences on you. Meanwhile, like, he was a fucking psychopath. He didn't have his shit together. He couldn't get he had no emotional intelligence, you know? And what they do is they isolate you and then they try to manipulate your emotions. And so therefore you almost don't have any more emotional compass. Now, everything that you do is based off of how they feel to serve them. That's what it turns into. Yeah. And when you see a friend going through that and you try to tell them that, when they're in it, it's like might
as well be talking to a wall, right?
No, it's not even talking to a wall. It's you allow them to feel like you're proving the point of the toxic partner. When the toxic partner is like, look, they want you all to themselves, or oh, they're mooching off of you, or oh, they're doing this, because according to Bree and a lot of other people, he was always saying, like, Grace was mooching off of her, or Grace was doing this. Meanwhile, like, Grace is really well loved by the public. You know what I mean? She's really cool. She's really vulnerable. I always am like, I would love to hang out with her. All of them, really. I think Bree's a cool girl, too. I think that she just became a part of a TikTok trend of hatred, which that happens when you're in the public eye. Eventually, I know that one day when that happens to me, I'll be like, great, I'm on my way.
Right.
You know, but I think it's really tough when you're a friend or a best friend and you see somebody going through that. My situation was different because I was more friends with the abuser than the abused. Mm-hmm. So I had to like step in and be like, yeah, no, girl, I'm not a fan of him either right now. Mm-hmm. But when you try to speak to your friend who's like in that situation, they're going to be like, see, he told me you'd say this. Right. See, he told me you'd do this. When we see it all the time from girls, you know what I mean? They're always going to they say on average, it takes women like 7 times to leave an abuser. You know, it's tough. It's really, it's a tough thing. Can I ask you this?
Yeah.
In your past relationship, mm-hmm. which was toxic.
Okay, yeah.
No. Was it? You told me that, but
Yeah, I think there was certain aspects about it that weren't healthy, yeah.
Did you want to like leave this person multiple times and just like couldn't because of various reasons?
Nothing was restraining me from I didn't convince myself that I couldn't leave them. Okay. You know what I mean? I didn't convince myself. It was just more like, you know, just working it out. Yeah. But it got to a point where it was just like, okay, obviously this needs to end. Do you hear our dog hacking up a lung right now? Yeah. He just went like a middle-aged divorced dad. Yeah. Yeah. Like my dad in the middle of the night. My dad has like, all dads have like bronchitis forever. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But yeah, it's really sad to see. And it's really sad to see so many people turning on women. I'm like, I'm becoming more, it's so sad that I don't know why people think that women are making it up. Like, yeah, I mean, it's or exaggerating. Like people are like, women are exaggerating. I'm like, are they? It's not hard for women to believe, but it's hard for you guys to believe, not you, but men to believe. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's crazy because every woman I know has been abused, but no man I know knows an abuser. Like, or... What do you mean? Like every woman I know has been emotionally, physically, or sexually assaulted or abused, right? Mm-hmm. But no men I know any that have done that, perpetrating. And it just goes to show that there's like we are living two very separate worlds. Like, because why is it so hard for men to believe women when they literally say with proof, hey, this is happening to me. Hey, this happened. Hey, this is, and they're like, Can I ask you something? Like, every man that you talk to really is like that? Is really like they don't believe what an accuser is saying or what a victim is saying? They always have every single man you speak to? Not every single man, but it's always men that always say that they have a benefit of the doubt. Now, these are people that you're speaking to like face to face or just people online? No, it's what I see online. Okay. I wouldn't really associate with somebody that would listen to a woman be abused and be like, but what did she do? No, but I'm saying I kind of vetted those out of my life. Yeah, because like it's, you know. But those are still people online. Like we just heard Nick Fuentes, which I didn't show you the video yet. Like Nick Fuentes, who's like a crazy racist, white supremacist, right-wing dude, just went online and was like, ha ha, your body, my choice. You will never control your body. Your body is forever mine. Men are back in power. Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. Yeah. But those guys, he's got a massive fucking following. Mm-hmm. He's got a huge following. Yeah. And like, that's what we're up against. Like, that's what women feel like we're up against. We're sitting here being like, hey, we don't want to be abused. And like, we're feeling like we want to distance ourselves from men because you guys can't help but like abuse us. So we're putting up more boundaries. And they're like, if you distance yourself from us, who's going to be there to protect you? And we're like, protect us from who? Yeah, right. From you? Like, right, what do you mean? That's this, it's just very infuriating for me. And I feel like the BRYAN, Zach Bryan thing just brings up a lot of different points for me where I'm like, there's so many angles that are problematic for me. But for me, the most disgusting one is seeing all these girls online being like, but he's such a good songwriter. Girl, enough. I mean, is he? I don't know. I don't listen to his stuff. No. Apparently, he's like... I mean, Michael Jackson had his story, but talented as fuck. I don't care if you wrote the Bible. Speaking of,
I don't care if you wrote the Bible.
like, you know what I mean?
If you're like, if you're out here just being abusive and smashing shit and slinging your dick in people without their permission,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know.
sorry. But let's move on to music a little bit.
Okay.
I'm a music girly. I like to put music at the end, I've realized. I do. I like to put some music stuff at the end. Has this chair always been this creaky?
Always.
Oh, okay. A lot of people in the music industry are talking about Chappell Roan right now. And your team is really everything in the music industry. And I mean, we can tell because Zach Bryan's team is working overtime to get every fucking diss track taken down off of everything, which is astonishing to me that Josh Richards has a record deal. But anyways, I digress. Chappell Roan is in the news right now because she's dropped her management.
Really?
After her Grammy nominations.
Really? Why?
Nobody has said why or said anything, but she did tweet at Billboard, who broke the news on Twitter. She was like, y'all suck for this. And I saw somebody, I wish I saved their video and remembered their name, but I saw somebody on TikTok say, this is why I stopped being a music manager. And I went back to other areas of the music industry because Chappell Roan just dropped her management of 10 years. She was signed to a record label, then got dropped, and then got re-signed, and they saw her through her success of this year. And now that she's blown up this year massively, she's one of the biggest stars in the world right now. She's gaining so much popularity.
What do you think she's going to do now?
Well, if she dropped her management, that means that she's got somebody bigger and better.
You think so?
Yeah, because she's not going to drop her management and have nobody. So that means that somebody else swooped in, or she wants to achieve different things or more things or whatever, or somebody swindled her, or somebody gave her advice. I mean, Ariana Grande went through this too. Ariana Grande dropped Scooter Braun.
Scooter Braun?
Scooter Braun?
Scooter Braun.
Scooter Braun called.
Scooter Braun. Scooter Braun.
If you guys don't know their reference,
some Barstool from Dave.
Barstool from Dave around the call her daddy scandals.
Yeah. Scooter Browns? Oh, you got Scooter Browns. Oh, you got Scooter Browns.
But yeah, this happened with Ariana Grande at one point. She had a boyfriend or other people in her ear telling her drop your management, drop her management. And it was around her Dangerous Woman era, which is one of my favorite albums by her. Okay. Her rollout during that time was not fantastic. It wasn't great. And it was because she dropped her management. She dropped Scooter Braun, but then she went right back. Right. Scooter Braun, you can't argue. The man knows how to fucking market. He knows how to market. But dropping your management of 10 years that helped you get to your place, I'm sure I would love to hear the actual reason. Yeah. But I
mean, listen, if it's for, I mean, it sucks, right? You had a team for 10 years and you've
or a little under 10 years, I guess.
Whatever the case may be, X amount of years, but and then you reach success with them, and then after that it's just thanks, deuces. It's like being with somebody for so long, and then when they make it, they just dump you. You know what I mean? It's damn.
It's I think it's a little scary. But it also makes me sad because as somebody that's actively looking for a manager or an agent or just a team that I can rely on, it makes me think about my future. Would I ever be put in that position? Do I want to go to a label and have management with me, or do I want them to give me management? You know, I don't know. It makes me think about all different types of music.
Yeah, I mean, also the artists got to do what's best for them. So maybe they've done all that they can do in her eyes. And she thinks that maybe, hey, maybe it's time for me to jump to this next.
And that's a hard conversation.
And 10 years, that's a lot of time in the industry,
But yeah, that's a lot of time in the industry, but she just blew up mainstream this year, and they helped her build herself up.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm damn, something must have really happened,
Maybe she's been unhappy for a long time, and
could be,
Now she had
maybe she felt like she's been putting up too much of the work.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Maybe she's been having this thought for a long time, and she thought that now I have the means, now I have the funds in order to move on. Maybe it's time for me to do what I've been wanting to do for a long time. Who knows?
Yeah, 100%.
Who knows?
100%. I Grammy nominations have come out, and I love Chappell Roan. I really do. I think that she is. It makes me sad to see her so unhappy with her fame. because she's really changing a lot. And I hope that this is just a phase and she doesn't go and quit music, because I think that she's pushing other artists really hard. Like, there are people that are now going to try and switch up their vibe because they're going to want to keep up with Chappell Roan's interest. Like, people that are obsessed with Chappell Roan. And it makes me sad because she openly said, she was like, I hope I don't get a Grammy because the way that things are going right now, it's just too insane. And like, that makes me, or she said something like that. She said something, I hope I don't get a Grammy.
Really?
And that makes me so sad.
I'm about to say, like, it's like being an actor saying, I wish I didn't get an Oscar. I don't win an Oscar. Like, why? I
think the Grammys have their prestige and their notoriety has really been diluted over the past, I would say, 10 years. Because it was been outed a few times that a lot of people can kind of just pay their way through. If you have a good connection, you can kind of just get a Grammy. There's a lot of people that have Grammys that I don't really feel like should have them, but...
I mean, yeah, Will Smith won Best Actor after slapping Chris Rock. But you know what I mean? But, like, it's still, at the end of the day, it's still an Oscar. It's still a Grammy.
I get that. I mean, my dream is still forever to win a Grammy. But there's a lot of artists that have been snubbed this year. A lot. I mean... I don't think that there are some artists that have been nominated that I've listened to their albums and I'm like, I don't agree. I think it's a good album, but I don't think it should have as many nominations as it should. Yeah. Chappell Roan's in the perfect spot. Charlie XCX is in the perfect spot. Ariana Grande did not get a lot of nominations this year. She didn't make any of the big 4 nominations. No album of the year, no record of the year, no song of the year, and no, what's the other big one? I forgot. She didn't make any of the big ones with her album Eternal Sunshine, which I get. I felt like it was kind of just an expressionary album. But a lot of Dua Lipa didn't get anything for her album. But Sabrina Claudio. No. Sabrina Carpenter got a lot of nominations for Short and Sweet. And as much as I like that album, I don't think it should have beat out a lot of people that it did. You know? There's a lot of people that I feel that way about this year with Grammys. But I think it's album of the year that this is the first year in Grammy history that it's all women.
Nice.
I think that's...
And nobody's going to win.
Oh, my God.
And today's winner, nobody. We got nobody.
Sorry.
We skipping this one.
Yeah, I don't know. The music industry right now is a very, very crazy, weird place. But
I think it's always been, you know.
I know, but right now it just feels really off. But I have new music coming out, guys.
Yeah, boy.
I feel like I've been saying that for like 7 months, but it's true. It's been taking 7 months.
Yeah.
Chappell Roan's management. If you want somebody to manage, I'm right here.
Worth it.
I'm right here.
She is worth it.
Been waiting. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, especially the Grammys. Once the Grammys start kicking in, congratulations to our friend Caleb.
Oh, word.
K-Quick, he's been nominated for a Grammy, which is really exciting. I forgot which Grammy, but
I mean,
you're super talented.
I mean, just being nominated is insane. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing. Don't worry, I'll be there soon.
I'll be in the red carpet with you, babe.
I know you will. I know you will. What else do you want to do to round out this episode, my love?
I don't know. Speaking about music, I've been listening to this whole new Warriors album.
Can you explain this really quick to round out the episode?
Yeah. So the movie The Warriors was a movie that came out like in 1979, and the basis of the movie was having all these gangs of New York united for a truce, and they all met up in the South Bronx. No, not in South Bronx, in Van Cortlandt. They met up in the Bronx. Mm-hmm. So like every gang has like 5 or 6 like members of their crew, like 8 members of their crew. They meet up in the Bronx and they all hear this one guy called Cyrus. Now Cyrus is like this, like a fearless leader type of like a Malcolm X or a Martin Luther King, or like, you know, a voice of reason. and within the first 10 minutes of the movie, they shoot him. They shoot him and he dies, right?
Wow.
And then they blame the Warriors, which is the name of the gang. The name of the group. They blame the Warriors. And then the whole movie is them and they're from Coney Island. So the whole movie is them going from the Bronx all the way down to Coney Island, and through this trip heading down to Coney, they start like seeing like the truce has ended. There was this whole truce within the meeting. The whole point is like one gang can sort of like rule all New York City. Through us, we'll make sure that this is Cyrus speaking. Like through us, we'll make sure that there's truce, that there's peace, there's like all this like, just there's a truce and peace in the city. He ends up getting shot. They blame the Warriors. The Warriors have to go through their journey all the way back down to Coney Island, and then like this is two.
For those of you who don't know, the geography of New York City.
The Bronx is up north, Coney Island's in the south.
Coney Island is like the most southern part of Brooklyn. It's an island off of Brooklyn. So it's very south. Yeah.
So in the movie you have like very iconic like phrases and sayings, like the three bottles clicking together saying Warriors come out and play. Warriors, come out and play. And then the Cyrus scene, the can you dig it? Can you dig it?
And Lauryn Hill.
So then Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Wait, can I ask you when did this come out?
When did what come out?
What you listened to?
I think a couple weeks ago. Like maybe.
Oh, it's very new.
Very recent.
I love that you're into this stuff, Yeah, I feel like you think that I'm not interested in what you say, but sometimes you bring things to me when I'm like on my last leg of attention span.
No. I bring things to you, and I'm sorry. I know you're trying to be like, oh, when I'm tired, you bring it up.
No, because I'll be in the middle of watching something and I'm so into it, and you're like, babe, listen to this whole album with me right now.
Shut up. That's
literally what you did the other night.
I told you, like, gave you a couple songs.
A couple songs. No, you were like, babe, listen to this song. And I was like, okay. And I listened to the song.
I did 2 songs I told you to listen to.
And then you were like, oh, and listen to this one.
Yeah.
Oh, and listen to this one. I'm like,
Diana.
Okay.
Diana, you will put me like, hey, Zach Bryan and whatever her name is, fried chicken leg, have all this fucking drama. Listen to all this drama that I have.
When did I do that?
And I'm just like...
When did I do that other than right here?
I'm like, oh my God. All right, fine.
Baby, no.
Back to the album.
Okay.
Back to the album. You said that you like it when I... Anyways.
I love it. I love that you're interested in this because I love that you're an artistic person. That's my point.
Lin-Manuel Miranda and... I forgot her name, and I don't know her name, I'm sorry. It's like Elsa, is it Elsa, Isa, something. I'm sorry. She's also a musician and like extremely talented, and they duo to make this album together. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill does a song, Can You Count, I think it's called.
That's a great song. You played that for me, and I was very impressed.
Yeah, and it's good. And the dialogue that she has in the first half of the song is the dialogue of the movie. Like, he didn't change anything. Like, what she's saying is what he says in the movie, like line for line.
Wow.
He's like, can you count? He's like, can you dig it? He's like, we have had like we got the Smooth Runners next to the Van Cortlandt Rangers. We have the Jones Street Boys. Next to the something ACs. He's like, and nobody is wasting nobody. And that is a miracle. And miracles are the way things ought to be. And she says that in the song, and it's like the way she just like, and picking Lauryn Hill as Cyrus is just like symbolic in itself. And it's just like, this is Miss Lauryn Hill. She's just like a goddess. You know what I mean?
Amazing.
She's, and just like the meaning of what she has, like her voice and what she represents.
The timbre of her voice is so like regal.
Well, she's just amazing, right?
Yeah.
So and then what he changes, what they change in this album is like they make the Warriors a gang of girls. Like it's they're girls.
All right, girls, we got to listen to this album now.
Yeah, and it's great. It really is. Like, and they introduce themselves and they change things. Like, there's certain things that happen in the movie that in the album happen. Like the chronological order is a little like not distorted, but like just manipulated a little bit. And there's certain things that happen, and if you know the movie and you listen to the album and you're like, oh, this happened here. Okay, it kind of like works out, like it plays out very well, and they changed a few things, which is great, which is fine. Is how they see is their representation of their vision for like the Warriors. But it's great, and it's only an album. You have like the first song, you have like Big Pun's son. Cameron, RZA, Raekwon, and Nas. So like Big Pun's son represents the Bronx, Cameron represents Manhattan, RZA and Raekwon represent, I think it's Raekwon, right? They represent Staten Island. Nas represents Queens. You know what I mean? So it's like representing the gangs in New York, the boroughs rather.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like very good. It's very
good. What's the name of the album again?
It's called The Warriors.
The Warriors. So guys, if you want to listen to that, honestly, that sounds like a really great thing to listen to in sequence just like. It's
good. Yeah, Warriors. Issa Davis. Eisa Davis. EISA Davis. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I recommend.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. 100%.
Yeah, guys, get you a man that can do both. Get you a man that can do both, you little machismo ass. 6 foot tall Puerto Rican.
I'm artistic machismo ass.
And super artistic. And you're very emotionally intelligent and vulnerable, which I love about you.
Sure.
Today, after the flooding, he was like fixing everything and I was freaking out. And he was like, what would you do without me? And I was like, gonna pawn it off like a joke. And then I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. Because you panic under like certain, like when things are handed to you, like when things happen to you like unexpectedly on top of you, you just like you lose. And I'm not saying this as a negative, just like it just happens. It happens to a bunch of people where it's just like it's too much for me right now. Like fuck this. Like I just want everything to like just like go back to normal, or like I just like it's too much.
For today was not the day.
And then I'm just like so used to like putting out fires and just in my line of work, just being like, okay, this is happening. What's the solution? Let's figure this out right now. It's just like let's take care of it.
I mean, I'm a solution-based person, but I feel like in a moment when our maintenance guy is knocking on the door, the dogs are barking, the chai latte's there, I gotta get the gate out, and then I don't know if I whipped my hair, but then the chai latte went on the ground, and the floor is already flooded, so I just added chai latte to the flooded floor, and all I wanted was some fucking iced chai. And then, it was like, I was getting overwhelmed, and also I just felt like a little frozen. Sometimes that's what it is. I get frozen, and I'm like, there's so many things to do that I don't know where to start, and I'm like, okay, I could do this or I could do this, and that's why I was like, let me just get my ass to the gym, and I'll know what to do after.
Yeah.
You know, I will know what to do after.
I just said it earlier. I was like, baby steps. Like, you just start one thing at a time, and then eventually you like knock one thing down. I'm like, okay, now what can I see? And just like eventually.
This is where Grey's Anatomy comes in. Don't ever yell at me for being a Grey's Anatomy head fan fiend, because there's an episode where Derek Shepherd. And it's a very big episode because they end up cutting out the diagram that he makes in Meredith in his home, Meredith's mom's house, whatever. I could talk about Grey's Anatomy all day. And he literally just says to himself, it doesn't matter where I start. I just have to start. And I'm like, yes, Derek Shepherd.
That's true.
Spoiler alert, he dies in a few seasons later. I'm sorry. It kills me, and I need to save you from the pain.
Why do you go to that?
I need to save you from the pain.
That happens in like 20 seasons in.
No, it doesn't happen 20 seasons in. It happens way too early. He should have died 20 seasons in, but instead he dies very...
What was it, like 8 seasons?
No, it was further than that.
Right, 12 seasons?
No, I think it was 16? Like 11. I think it was 11. I think it was season 11.
Yeah.
But anyways, he's got that great story, and it's Isaac's tumor. And so I'm a Grey's Anatomy head in case you guys haven't heard. And my voice is starting to get very high, which means that my drink is starting to kick in. My low timbre no longer exists.
We're going to cheers to fulfilling our day, to finishing our day.
We didn't do an affirmation today.
Not needed. Not needed. Not right now. Not the way that this day has been. The affirmation is to get things done.
But we did an affirmation when we cheers before, and we said, we and you will have all the abundance that we need. And for us specifically, we are going to move out of here. We're going to move out of here. People are going to listen to this podcast, right? People are going to listen to Kawfee Talk.
Yes.
And hopefully we can inspire some people to like what we have to say and then maybe share Kawfee Talk. And the more that Kawfee Talk gets shared, maybe it will assist us in achieving more abundance and giving more inspiration to you guys. But also we want to move and we want to leave.
Yes, girl.
Yeah. Yes, girl. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for coming to this episode of Kawfee Talk. Drink your cup of tea, your coffee, or your espresso martini like I have right now, and I'm going to finish it, and I feel great.
No, I got to fold laundry.
Okay. Love
Love
you.
y'all.
Love you, babe. Bye, everyone.